Here's integrated 3. This is problem 1-103. Caitlin owns a 24-hour coffee shop in front of a downtown office building. She recorded the number of cups of coffee sold each hour during the 48-hour time period in the table at right. Caitlin sorted the data and made the histogram at right. Using the sorted data from the table and the histogram and without using your calculator, what is the 5-number summary, which is the minimum, the first quartile, the median, the third quartile, and the maximum. So we have to use the data from the table and the histogram and no calculator and get the 5-number summary. So we'll start out with the 5-number summary. So we need the minimum. That's pretty easy. I'll grab that from the table. So the minimum is just going to be the smallest number. So that's going to be the 1. So the minimum is 1. The first can we do the minimum and maximum first? That's my favorite. We'll do the minimums here and the maximums down here. Because they put them in order, that was nice of them. So I like to do the maximum. And then I like to do the median, because that's the middle number. And they told me that it's a 48-hour time period. And I actually did count them just to make sure there's 48. It turns out there's 16 times 3, that's 48. So I know there's 48 numbers. So I know the middle will be, half of 48 is 24. So I'm going to find the 24th. Well, I know that there's going to, wherever the middle is, there's going to be 24 on either side of the middle. So I'm going to just count 24 numbers. Oh, I know that's 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's 24 numbers right there. So if I draw a line right here, there's 24 numbers, to the left and 24 numbers to the right. So that's the halfway point. That is the median. And I would find the number that's in between 29 and 29, but that's just 29. So the median is 29. Now I can find the first and third quartile. The first and third quartile. So the first quartile is the first quarter of the numbers. So I've got I've got the numbers, there's 48 numbers, we split them in half, that was the median or the middle. And then that left us 24 numbers on either side of the middle. So if I want to take half of, the first half, that would be half of 24, which is 12. So because I know there's 24 numbers here, so I'm going to get half of 24 is 12. So 1, 2, 3, 12. So if I drew a little mark here, there's 12 numbers here, and then there's 12 numbers from here. Like we split the 24 numbers in half. So our first quartile is going to be between the numbers 19 and 20. So I don't have to average those numbers. I can just kind of do that in my mind. I know that halfway between 19 and 20 is 19.5. But if you didn't know, if it wasn't obvious like that, you could add them up and divide by 2. So if you added 19 and 20, you'd get 39, and divide that by 2, you should get 19.5. Okay, so I'm going to put that as my first quartile. And then my third quartile, I'm going to kind of do the same thing. I'm going, this mark is the middle, and that's the end, and I know how many numbers there are. There are 24. So half of 24 is 12. I'll just come up from the bottom this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's the 12th number from the bottom, and if I counted it the other way from here, it would also be 12. So it's somewhere in between. The number is exactly in between 40 and 41. So that's going to be my computer blacked out. That's going to be 40.5. So that's 40.5. So there's my 5-number summary. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then letter B wants me to describe the, let's try letter B. Describe the distribution. So I know that I'm supposed to look at my math notes box whenever they ask me to, well, the math notes box in your book is right above the problem. So it's right here. So if I describe it, describe a data distribution, all I have to do is say something about the center, the shape, the spread, and the outliers. So that should be pretty straightforward. Let's see, the center, and let's write that down. Center, shape, spread, outliers. Okay, so I want to talk about the center, and the center, let me zoom this out. The center, I can either use the mean or the median. I do actually have an outlier right here, so I don't want to use the mean, I want to use the median. I already know the median is 29, so I'm going to say that's the center. And then the shape, I feel like it's skewed, like there's taller bars to the left, but I think that means it's skewed right. So we're going to say it's right skewed. Because see, if that's left skewed, oh, you can't, let me zoom out some more. That's left skewed, so this would be right skewed, okay? The spread, I can use the interquartile range, or I can use the standard deviation. I think I just want to use the interquartile range because I already have the 2 quartiles, and yeah, let's just do that. So all I have to do is, I'm going to say interquartile range, IQR, is, how can I find it? Well, I take the 3rd quartile and I subtract the 1st quartile. So, and I guess I'll show my work right here. I think it's 21. And then outliers, I think that outlier is 76. Check my interquartile range. Yep. And I guess that is all they have asked. Alrighty, that's all I got.